Angry Birds Star Wars for the Nintendo Wii. I saw this game at a local retro gaming store for $10 or $9.99 if you want to be more specific, because apparently this game is worth $10, and when I saw it, I thought $10 was a bit pricey until I actually started playing the game. This has been the best $10 I have ever spent in quite a long time. Now, you may be familiar with the basic concept of Star Wars Angry Birds. You may have played it on your phone because it was available through the App Store for quite some time. I had no idea they made this game for the Wii, and I got quite the chuckle when I saw it on the shelf and thought, I absolutely have to buy this to see what all the fuss is about making this game for the Wii. So after George consumed a large amount of narcotics, he decided to come up with this great idea of Angry Birds Star Wars for the Nintendo Wii. Angry Birds Star Wars? What happened, George? What happened? Talk to me. Talk to me. What, were you sitting in the office one day? You go, oh, I really like Luke Skywalker. But no, it'd be better if he was a bird and I can throw him at a bunch of pigs in my free time. George, what were you thinking? I mean, don't get me wrong. Something about C-3PO's eyes with a bird beak really gets me going. Or maybe it's Chewbacca that looks like a giant walrus on crack. Or maybe it's even Han Solo, that sexy bastard on live TV. Oh, my lord. In all seriousness, this is definitely some interesting artwork, and I don't know how to feel about this exactly. Now, to be honest with you, I wish I was joking. I wish this didn't exist. I wish I was not watching a Star Wars intro to play Angry Birds. But here we are. Angry Birds Star Wars! Yeah, baby! Holy shit! Alright, let's get this train wreck started, shall we? Besides the fact that they have somehow managed to create its very own soundtrack that allows us to witness Star Wars and Angry Birds at the same time, the more amazing thing to me is that there's a multiplayer mode in this game. So, after starting up the game, you can pick worlds, which I'm assuming is the Angry Birds progression, and then there's actual cutscenes. It gives us the Star Wars backstory with Angry Birds themed Star Wars characters. I'm never going to the movies again. Give me all my movies in Angry Birds themed films. I mean, this is just quality. Look at his eyes. But it starts us off, it gives us a character or a angry bird, and it gives us a basic description of what their abilities might be. Now, the red bird is just your simple, or Luke, is just your simple chuck and hit the pig kind of bird. Using the Wii Remote, you can actually adjust the angle and the speed. It's pretty much just Angry Birds on the Wii. There's no special controls on the remote. It's the A button only, and it's pretty self-explanatory. So far, this is nothing but just Angry Birds on the Wii, and don't get me wrong, that's fun alone in itself. So, obviously, after I masterfully got rid of that pig, you can see that any of the birds we have left, we get additional points for, and again, we see this amazing cut screen that it always includes Star Wars. I don't even feel like I'm playing Angry Birds at this point. It's just always Star Wars. But afterwards, we did unlock a new character. This character is normally, I believe, a bomb in the regular Angry Birds game. But in this game, it actually is a force push. So you have to now aim the remote at what you want the power to hit. And then once you hit A, it will force push the enemy or blocks in the opposite direction. So instead of exploding, we now have to force push things out of the way. So if I lob him this way, we have to aim with the remote, and then once we force push, you'll see it just knocks everything out of the way and up into the air. And we got everything on the first try, because I am an Angry Birds god, and and Obi-Wan or Bomb Guy, he's just overpowered. So, we got our first two characters. I'm obviously cutting a lot of the footage out right now because I feel like it's not necessary for you to suffer through all of this. But we did unlock a special, not a level, but a special event where we unlock two new characters. We unlock R2-D2, which, after thrown, if you hit the power-up button, it electrocutes any nearby pigs. This one you don't have to aim for, you just kind of aim for the best. And we also unlock Angry Birds. I don't know what even, this is not real. You throw him and he explodes. He just disassembles midair. So C-3PO and R2-D2. So let's try R2-D2. So we're going to aim roughly for the middle, and then once he's roughly in the center. Okay, alright. So I like that one. So that one kind of just aims for all the nearby pigs. And let's try the C-3PO one. Alright, C-3PO sucks. C-3PO sucks. Alright, but after unlocking those two new characters, we continue to play. As you play throughout this story and you progress through the levels, you unlock more cutscenes based on the movie itself. And you can actually evolve him! You can evolve him?! This is Pokemon?! This is Star Wars Angry Birds Pokemon! Luke just got a lightsaber, and now he unlocks a power-up, as if this game cannot get any better. George literally said, George came to me in a dream, and he said, I need this. I need this bird to have a lightsaber. But after we unlock the lightsaber for Luke, essentially what it does is once you hit the power-up, it will lightsaber out a section in front of you. So, after you launch the bird, it will, after using the power-up, carve out a section and the bird will continue to fly. So you're essentially getting a pre-hit or can damage thicker material before the bird actually hits. So that's pretty cool itself. And then after this, we did unlock a cool cutscene for the Han Solo / Chewbacca intro. Han Solo obviously being our yellow speedy bird. And Han Solo, although I was surprised about this, it does make sense. This is another power-up you have to aim. So you launch the bird, and then you have to aim, and then you get 3 shots from his Angry Birds themed blaster in any direction that you shoot for. Fun fact, these bolts can also ricochet off of metal or metallic objects, and you can almost create a sort of like butterfly effect if you aim them correctly, although it is very hard to aim while the bird is in motion. This one is definitely one of my favorites as well. Something else we also unlocked was this Millennium Falcon, kind of like a power-up. You only get a limited amount, and you can unlock more by progressing further in the game. Essentially, you throw a beacon or a targeting device, and then a Millennium Falcon comes out of the sky and just annihilates anything that's on screen. Although it does replace one of the birds that you use when you use the power-up, so you're now, instead of using a regular bird, we're using this beacon, and then Millennium Falcon just destroys everything on screen, and it's an easy win. So it is a pretty cool power-up. You do get a limited selection of them, so it is nice in some scenarios where you have to take out a large group or the large metal objects. As you can see here, this one is definitely a good one to use the Millennium Falcon on. We have a lot of objects that are in the way and a lot of steel objects, and if you want just a quick and easy win on one of the runs, simply toss the beacon, and then the Millennium Falcon does the rest of the work. It's almost sad. Yeah. Excellent win! Now, one of the other things that we did find out is as you progress, there are levels that have gravity. You're playing in orbit. You'll notice that as you shoot, the birds will naturally curve towards the arc of gravity. And then while playing the gravity levels, we also unlocked another bird. It is the trio bird. And, you know, you would think that it would have a special power-up, being that it's Star Wars and everything else is a special power-up. But no, it's just the trio bird. It's just a regular trio bird. But this is definitely a good way to demonstrate the gravity effect. You can see is as you aim, the birds just naturally arc They'll actually go in a complete circle if the gravity field goes entirely around the planet. We played a little bit further, and we unlocked Chewbacca finally. His power-up is that he's a fat piece of shit. He literally does nothing other than the fact that he is a tank. He barely moves when you throw him, but by golly, he destroys anything in his path. Like, holy crap. That's like throwing a tank at someone. It's like the other birds are like, yeah, that's fine, but Chewbacca comes in and just goes, yeah, son! Nothing noteworthy per se, although when we did get Princess Leia to evolve into her Charizard form, she did unlock a power-up where it's kind of useful, but also not. Her power-up is another one of those aimer ones that we were talking about earlier where you have to point and shoot, but hers actually pulls the things that you hit. I thought originally that it would shoot them. It's quite the opposite, so you only pull the stuff towards the direction you're flying, so you almost want to fly entirely past the object and then click and shoot it. That way you pull it with you. So as you can see on the second shot here, I now aim and then I pull this tower down with me to kind of get some extra shots in. It's not my favorite power-up out of all of them, but it is still definitely a good one. All in all, this game is not bad at all. Like I said, this is one of the games that I probably spent the most hours playing. I had a total of 3 hours of recording footage, and I did try to compile it into 10 minutes. Again, if you want to check this out, it's the full playthrough of what I did play through. I will post on my other channel, the archive channel, which I will definitely have in the description. And if you want to pick a copy of this up for yourself, you can probably go on eBay and find it a little bit cheaper than $10. I just like supporting my local stores and you know, keeping that retro store vibe alive. It's definitely a passion of mine. And if I had to give this game a rating out of 10, it is probably somewhere near a 7 or an 8. It sounds ridiculous. I play a lot of bad games on this channel, and this, graphics-wise, they were very simple, but it had a fantastic gimmick. I love the gimmick, and the play was easy. The controls weren't complicated, and if I had to go and recommend one of the games I've played to someone, this would definitely be on that list. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know. If you have any recommendations for the videos you want to see or games you want to see played, please let me know. And as always, I hope you enjoyed Angry Birds Star Wars for the Nintendo Wii.